Do y'all hear that? That's the sound of my neighbors doing the nasty. You cannot make this stuff up.
Well, he's a beautiful. I might put him in Potomac. Okay, yes. Yeah, he can come right on to Potomac.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy DJRichieSkye. We're back with another video. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into the channel. So we got a lot to break down today. We're going to be talking basketball-wise. It's all basketball-wise, everything basketball-wise right now. Yesterday, well, before we get into that, shout out to my neighbors getting it on right now. The walls in here aren't very thin at all. Like, they're pretty thick, actually. So you got to be making a lot of... You got to be doing it right to be hearing it like this. Meanwhile, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button. You don't want to miss a single bit of the news that we got going on this channel right now. So listen, let's talk about it. We got to talk about last night's episode of Basketball Wives. It was the big blowout between Jackie Christie and Malaysia, and Jennifer was all sprinkled in the mix along with her girl Dominque, excuse me for that. But before I actually get into all of that, we got to talk about something that happened yesterday. So yesterday we talked about Tami Roman basically seeing the clip of Basketball Wives where Jennifer was telling Evelyn about, her sending back the soiled, borrowed clothes from the stylist. So I told you guys about the rap that Tami did, but what we didn't dive into was really the lyrics. I didn't really want to post it on this page because there was a lot of profanity involved, and I couldn't even really get a good grip on posting the actual verbiage that she put in the caption of the photo because there was so much profanity involved. But I want to break down something that she said, and it's kind of interesting. So Media Takeout is basically bringing this to us, and they're basically saying that Tami from Basketball Wives really kind of spilled some explosive tea yesterday with this whole thing. They're saying that, according to Tami, Jennifer was the side chick to Michael Jordan. Yes, the Michael Jordan, while he was married to his first wife. Let's get into it. Here's what she basically said. You were messing with MJ and let him hit it like a sensei. And then she added, and yes, I'm talking about 2-3. He was playing in the shot. When he was giving you the D. So Michael Jordan wore the number 23 and he played for the Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan married Juanita in 1988 when Jennifer was just 14 years old, and the two divorced in 2006, long after he retired from basketball. Assuming Tami is telling us the truth, that means that Jennifer was Michael's mistress. Now, according to this site, Tami is pretty confident that her tea is true, because she rapped further, you're gonna hear this and say, I'm a liar and I got receipts, so I don't think you should reply. This is pretty major to me. I'm not shocked that it's being brought out because Tami, I feel like all of these ladies have a lot of tea on each other based on the history that's involved. But it's always shocking to see, like, I always feel like I could be real mad at you, but I'm probably never going to spill your tea. I'm never going to tell somebody, you can say everything that you want about me. You can run my name down the streets. I've had this happen before, so I can speak from my own truth. And I didn't choose to retaliate against that person. I could have in a variety of ways. But what I chose to do was to let my character speak for me. So anybody that knows me knows that, there were things that were said, it was just not true. So for me, it was like, okay, I'm not even gonna, worry about this. But with stuff like this, if you know tea about somebody and you decide to sort of spill it when you guys are angry, that's really bothersome to me. And I feel like a lot of these girls from this show, they have a tendency to do that, which leads me into this particular episode right here, because a lot of tea was spilled. The entire show was one of the most messiest shows I've ever seen in Basketball Wives history. And it turned out even crazier at the end of it. So let's dive into everything that occurred last night. And my mind is still blown. All right, so in this episode, first we see Malaysia basically talking with Kristen about this whole 90s party. And we hear that Malaysia has closed on her house. Now, from a production standpoint, I feel in my spirit like they did Malaysia a favor in this scene by having her talk about closing on her house, because it kind of sets up the fact that some of this, what happens later, is going to seem a little unbelievable. Now, I don't necessarily know the particulars about her being bi-coastal. I really don't. I think that if she is able to do so, then I think that's great. Perhaps she just moved to Atlanta or she spends time in Atlanta because she wants a better life for her kids. It's more affordable, or, whatever the case may be, it's her prerogative, honestly. And to be very honest with you, who really cares where she lives? I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that if she wants to stay in Atlanta, okay, let her stay in Atlanta. She can go back to LA to work. I always tell people, LA is, to me, unless you grew up there, because I feel like for people that grew up there, LA is an amazing place. I think that what happens is when people move there from other places and they work in the entertainment industry, I feel like that's when things turn a little murky. And that's either because of the people or because of the industry. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. But now I know that LA is a great place to go into to work. That's been my standpoint on that. So I'm glad that they set this scene up with letting us know that she has closed on her house. Although I wasn't clear on if she closed on it in Atlanta or LA. So that remains to be seen. If you guys know, if you figured it out during the episode, comment down below. Now we get Jennifer, OG, and Jackie, and basically OG still wants CeCe to own up what she said. And Jackie confronts Jennifer about the Malaysia rumors from the guy in her DMs. I think his name is Anthony. So apparently what happened was this guy hit up Jackie Christie, and they either had a text message conversation or a phone conversation. But the cool thing is that this guy is speaking out on his own Instagram page and letting us know the details of what actually happened. So we're gonna get into that a little bit later. But from what we understand from behind the scenes is that he actually had a phone conversation with her. Now, let's move on. First of all, I didn't know Jackie had a sex book. I don't know when this came about, but I need to find it. Next. So CeCe is telling Byron about Kristen in her text, and she says, I don't care if the kids don't like me, but in my mind, this is the most horrible thing to say. If I were a step parent, I would hope that the kids do like me, and I would work to ensure that they did, because if they don't, it is always gonna create a rift between the father or the parent and the children. So I think she needs to stop saying that. I think that she needs to go ahead and try to work on fixing those relationships as best she can. I know that's what I would do, okay? And then I would promptly quit the show because it's not gonna be the best if that's what she wants to do. She already got a business. I wanna go ahead and talk about OG confronting her because I appreciated OG being very direct as she has continued to be. And that is something that we find very consistent about OG throughout the series, whether people like her or not. I love the fact that she's very direct and she was also very understanding. I did feel like she got over that situation rather quickly, but a part of me feels like they had already talked about it off camera or beforehand, and we just needed to see it happen on camera. I think that's something that may have already occurred. That's just how I felt about that scene. So when Jackie, Evelyn, and Feby go pole dancing, we discover this whole information about OG having the toe problem, thus being dubbed Toji by Evelyn. Now, Jennifer is lighting up this season, okay? Jennifer is carrying this season on her back, okay? Whether you guys want to admit it or not, whether you like her or not, she's definitely become a primary player in this season. So first, you know, we get the whole story about Tami, we get that being told, and then we get the story about Malaysia being told, and it's being said that all of this information came from Jennifer. So Evelyn wants to get right to the point, and she calls Anthony up, and basically he verifies everything that Jackie is saying. Now, what conversations he and Jackie had, I'm not really sure yet, but that's something that I intend to get to the bottom of, and I will tell you how in another video. So OG, Kristen, Tami, and Jackie have a conversation while they're shopping for the party, right? So Jackie is spilling all the beans about Malaysia that she got. But what we did not know earlier was that Kristen is friends with Anthony. But according to him, he did not go to Kristen with this information. He went to Jackie instead. Not sure why, but that's a question that I have, okay? And basically the tea is that Malaysia's not a good mom. She got put out of her house. And then Jackie tells Tami about what Feby said about her having her daughter write rhymes for her. Now, what Feby said, I don't know if it was that bad, but it was the way it was told made it seem very bad. You guys let me know your comments about whether you thought it was bad or not, and I will let you know, and I want to see your comments about it. So then Tami sets up a meeting while she's meeting with a dialect coach, and she basically set this up with OG and Feby, and Feby automatically knows I'm being attacked. Now, in this instance, if you guys are real Basketball Wives fans, this reminds me of first season, what they did with Drea. So I felt like Feby reminds me a lot of first season Drea for whatever reason. And so I feel like what she's doing is she's falling into the pitfalls of the show. Meaning, I don't think she spilled the beans about Evelyn calling OG Toji, and then she spilled the beans about Jennifer talking about Tami. But Tami was so riled up that she was just over it. Now, Feby is basically going on record and saying that she never really had that much of an issue with OG. Listen to this, and then we'll get back.
I'm being asked to rap about this girl. I'm being asked, what's this song? All right, so I start rapping it. I wrote a song. Yeah, it mentioned flake clothes. It's not a song, it's a freestyle. City Girls already said that. It was for the Act Up Challenge. I just repeated what Young Miami said. Oh, because we had an argument and I said she had a fake. The song is about her. Come on, y'all dragging it. Like, no, I don't like the girl. Well, we don't have problems. I can't really see. I don't want to give away the show. But if you really want to know, if you really want to be clear, I only didn't like her for like one episode, the episode we met, and then they drag it and make it seem like every episode I'm talking about this girl from old clips and interviews. It wasn't that deep. She asked me a couple questions I didn't like. I wasn't feeling it. I was like, oh no. And you asking me and you laughing, like trying to laugh at my life. I wasn't feeling that. But got over it.
So Feby to me is a little bit of an anomaly because I cannot tell whether she is being truthful or she's just kind of running scared from everybody. From a viewer's perspective, and this could be editing, it just looks like she's never owning anything that she's saying, because she's basically not even admitting to saying those things about Tami, even though we all heard her say something about her and her age and rapping. But anyway, Tami is just too far done with it. She's not even going to the skating party, as we knew already, because Evelyn won't be there. And then OG basically runs back and tells Jackie that Feby has said that, listen, Jackie doing too much, she too old for this, yada, yada, yada. So maybe this explains why at the skating party, Jackie Christie came to the party amped up. Did y'all feel like that or not? I feel like Jackie came with her boy Dion and some other dude, And these are rather like, you know, large in stature dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like pretty, you know, like I don't know if they buff or what, but I'm just saying they look like bigger dudes. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, I felt like she came ready. You know what I'm saying? And it could have been that she was coming ready for Feby. So then Malaysia comes and she's also bringing her family. So I don't know if Malaysia's in on what's about to happen. I really am not, I'm not clued in. But what I am shocked about is Kristen not saying to Malaysia that she knew the guy who gave Jackie the information, but she's now added in that the kids are dirty, okay? Which Feby is basically acknowledging. So I have so many questions here because now I'm looking at Kristen like, this is your fam, so wouldn't you have done some due diligence and asked about this information as well? And then if you knew about it, why would you make it a storyline? Does that make sense to you guys? Let me know if y'all feel me what I'm saying. I don't feel like Kristen's innocent in all this. And I don't know in my mind if Jennifer said these things or not. Because the guy Anthony is basically alleging that Jennifer and Dominque are the ones doing the talking. But somehow Jackie got all of the blame for spreading it. I was very clueless about that, and if you guys can help me understand it, I would like to know, because I did not feel like Jackie was at fault here. I just didn't. And now, in light of my feeling like that, I don't know how to feel about her and Malaysia fighting. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just at a loss for this episode, and but I'm gonna let y'all know I'm getting some answers. So y'all be on the lookout because the answers are coming. So stand by on all that. Listen, guys, don't lose track of this channel. Subscribe right now. I got some crazy stuff coming up for y'all. And if you've really been paying attention to me today, you already know what I'm about to do and what I'm about to drop for y'all. So stay on the lookout. We got some exclusives and some fun stuff coming up. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Comment down below what you guys thought about this episode and if it made you see this whole fight in a different perspective, because I want to know. With that being said, now I would have placed a little bit more of Anthony's dialogue from his Instagram in this video, but there was a lot of profanity and I did not feel like bleeping a lot of it out. So you guys follow him, and then he, you know, just look at his stories and see what he has to say, because it is all very interesting. But I mean, it seems like Jennifer is in the center of all of this yet again. Anyway, guys, I am out for now. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I will be dropping new content on my personal channel this week as well. I got a new tattoo. You guys can follow me on that as well, and some other cool things. I've collaborated with a Mac and Estee Lauder training professional for a tutorial video on men's grooming and all that sort of stuff. So be on the lookout on that channel because there's a lot of things that's about to pop over there as well. And I will see you guys in the next video.